guys, it's Erica. As I'm sure most of you know, it's been an extremely long time since I've uploaded anything to this channel. In the past year or so, I'm not sure exactly how long it's been since I've recorded, I've been like super busy with school and work and just juggling all the activities I'm a part of in high school. Because of that, I haven't been entirely the most active on BookTube and YouTube in general because I just haven't had the time for it. However, with everything going on, I now have more time in a day than I used to have. So I thought maybe I'd use this as an opportunity to try to get back into recording and reading and just all the activities I haven't been able to do much of. However, because it's been so long, I feel like I should probably reintroduce myself because I think when I started this account I was probably about like 15 or 16 and I am now 17. I've also been thinking about what I would like this channel to be. At first I thought I wanted it to be strictly BookTube, and now I've been just kind of thinking I think I want it to be a mix of all of my hobbies maybe, and I just upload whatever I think others would enjoy and whatever I would enjoy recording. So I think that would be more fun and it'd make it easier for me to want to stick to it. I also think with all the activities I'm in and all the hobbies I have, being able to record anything and post it, like any of my interests, I think that would be a lot more helpful because then I'd be able to do what I want to do while still being able to record content for you guys. Yesterday on Bookstagram, on my story, I gave an option for anyone who's following me to ask me questions about the things I'm into, stuff about me, what books I read, things like that. And I was going to collect all of those and just do a little Q&A today so that you guys can get to know a little bit about me. I'll be looking at the questions on my laptop, which is down on the floor below me, so if you see me start to look down, that's why. So the first question I have is, what age did you start to love reading at? And that is like a really hard question to answer, because I think for the most part I've always loved reading. I think when I was younger, like I think in maybe like first grade, so I was probably about, I want to say 7, I think. That's when I really started to read. I think I used to read the Magic Treehouse series, and I would read those with my teacher, and we'd work on my comprehension and all of those skills. And I think I remember enjoying it, but I don't know if I loved it to the extent I do now until about 5th grade when I started reading the Warriors series, which I have those all right behind me on this shelf. I got really interested in that series and the characters, and I just kept on reading them, and I ended up reading the whole series except for, I think, I'm not sure how many new series they've come up with since I finished the main arc and then Dawn of the Clans, but I read, I think, 5 of their main like arcs of 6 books, and a lot of their special editions also. But I loved that series. I still do now, like reading them is so much fun. The only thing is I feel like it's been so long that when I read it now, like I can definitely tell it is more for a younger audience, but like in the time it was so immersive, and I think even now if I went and like just read through them straight, I think I would feel very immersed in the book again. And the next question is another hard one, and it is, what is my favorite series? And that is another hard one because there's a lot of series I really like. I don't know if I have an like precise favorite. I think I like them all for different reasons. I think in middle grade I really loved the Warrior series, as I was mentioning before, just because it brings back a lot of memories and brought me like into reading. I think another favorite of mine is definitely going to be the Lunar Chronicles because I just love that group of characters and the world, and it really inspired me to start writing even more because that's another one of my hobbies that I actually like discuss more on this channel. I think another series I can think of off the top of my head that I really love would be Throne of Glass. I really like the characters in that one, and I find that whole series very entertaining, and I really want to reread it sometime soon because I still have 2 books I need to finish in that one. The next question is, what books do I think are worth reading? I think one book that is really worth reading that I've read so many times would have to be The Program by Suzanne Young. It is definitely like one of those tropey YA stories, like, I guess. It just has, like, I don't know, for me personally, I don't think there's like anything wrong with it, but I feel like the book definitely has a lot of room for improvement, but definitely one of her older works, and I think now if she tried to rewrite it, she could probably do better on some other things. The only thing is, I would give a trigger warning for like suicide and depression. However, I really love the ship in that story, and I just love reading that one. I find it so fun, and when I read it, I can just kind of immerse myself into it because I've read it so many times now, and I think that's part of why I love it so much, because it was like a book I read a while ago that I didn't judge too harshly, because I think now if I just never read it before and pick it up, I'd pick up so many issues with it, but because it holds such a high importance to me, I think that's why I'm able to like enjoy it still. Another book I would recommend that I'm sure plenty of people have read is Cinder in the Lunar Chronicles. I find the characters in that series and the world just to be so fun. I definitely needed to reread them again because I remember I didn't really pick up on any issues with them, and they're so much fun, and the diversity in that book is really good too. There are so many reasons to read that series. I just remember I enjoyed it so much and I couldn't put it down. I need to reread it again thinking about it. Okay, and the next question is an Animal Crossing New Horizons question, because I have a Switch and I also enjoy gaming, which is another thing I think I would like to bring into this channel, because gaming is just a fun hobby to have, and I have so much fun playing games, but I also feel like I have a hard time playing games for a long period of time because I feel like I'm not being productive. But if I can record it, maybe I'd feel more comfortable doing that, and then I can share with you guys, and maybe you guys can get some enjoyment out of that too. So this question is favorite and least favorite Animal Crossing villagers. So my favorite is gonna have to be Dom. He is a sporty ram, or I guess considered a jock, I think is what the Animal Crossing personality type is called. But he's I think new to New Horizons. I'm not sure, this is my first Animal Crossing game. But I just love him so much. He's so sweet and he has the cutest design. I actually drew him. I drew him just because I love him so much. I posted that picture to my Bookstagram too if you guys wanted to check that out. But yeah, he really grew on me, and I hope he never leaves my village. I think my least favorite Animal Crossing villager from what I've seen so far, just because this is my first game and I haven't really played with many, would have to be Hopper, who's on my island. He is a penguin, and I really wanted a penguin, so I don't know if I'm gonna ever let him leave, but he just doesn't entirely fit the vibe of my island. He has red eyes, which are a little creepy, and he also has a super deep voice. And it just doesn't really fit because all my other characters are so colorful and sweet, except for I think Colton doesn't entirely fit in that. So I don't know. I'll just see how my island unfolds, but for now my favorite has to be Dom and my least favorite is probably Hopper. Okay, another question I got is what fantasy series would I recommend? And that is a really hard question because there are plenty that I've enjoyed. But as I've said before, now I know I keep on repeating myself, but the Lunar Chronicles are worth reading. I really enjoyed Throne of Glass as well, like I said. The ACOTAR trilogy, now you'd have to be an older audience, but I think that those are pretty enjoyable too. I'm currently reading the Six of Crows duology, and I'm really enjoying that so far, so I would recommend that as well. I know these are all series that most people know of and read, and I'm actually hoping throughout this year, once I catch up on my TBR, to pick up some less popular books and try to give those series a chance, because I would like to give those books that aren't as popular some love so that I can give you all better recommendations for books that you might not have heard of. I also am writing a story that is probably not going to be as popular as these books ever if I do decide to publish it, and I feel like there might be books like that are like mine that aren't as popular and would never be as popular that are out there that really deserve some love and are enjoyable. So I kind of want to find books like that because I think that would motivate me a little bit better, and then I can share them with you. Okay, the next question is, what are some snacks you eat nowadays with confinement and everything? Okay, that is a really tricky question because I have some digestive issues, so I kind of try to limit snacking and eating in general. I definitely still eat, so there's no problems there, but I just will either go back and forth between days where I'll eat meals and days where I kind of just spread out snacks, just because depending on how bad my stomach is, sometimes it's better for me to go longer without eating, and so I'll just have meals and separate some time in between. Or it'll be days where I can't eat too much at a single time, so I'll snack a lot. I think some of my favorite snacks would have to be granola bars and crackers. I really enjoy those. Some healthier snacks, I really do love fruit so much. So I really like to have bananas, peaches, and mangoes. Now not all of those, I know not all of those are in season right now, so we've been getting canned fruit just to have with everything going on. I don't have them very often, but I really like snow peas with ranch. I don't like them cooked though. Also, the same with broccoli. I don't know, I like uncooked veggies a little bit better. But obviously I'm not perfect, so I do have some unhealthy snacks. I really love donuts. They will hurt my stomach sometimes, but I love donuts. I like getting bowls of chips and taking them to my room as I read and write. Those are nice. And I have a really bad obsession with the pretzels that I make at work. At the end of the night, sometimes we'll have some left over, and I really hate to throw out so much food, and because I'm vegetarian, I can't really take all of the sandwiches that we have, like hot dogs and sausages. So I tend to just take all of our pretzels home, and I'll give some to my family, of course, but every night I must have pretzel bites. But yeah, those are mostly the snacks I've been having during confinement, and that's usually what I had before, too. The next question is by the same person. Do you snack while reading or listen to music? I will sometimes snack while reading, but I tend to focus on the snack if I'm trying to do something else at the same time. So I might be just snacking and then I'll finish the snack and then read is usually how it goes, or I'll read and then I'll finish the rest of the snack. I usually can't do it simultaneously just because I don't like getting grease all over my book or just whatever I'm doing. I'll get the same way with homework. And then sometimes I do listen to music. The only issue is I tend to get pretty distracted with music. It'll make me feel like I can't focus on the story as much. So sometimes just silence or maybe just quiet background noise will be enough. But sometimes songs with lyrics will really distract me. The next question I have is, what do I usually do when I'm bored? Now, I don't get super bored too often anymore just because I'm usually super busy. So when I'm free, so when I have free time, I want to do literally everything. But usually what I'll do is I'll just play a game on my Switch, or maybe I will read, but I don't know. I tend to just scroll aimlessly on my phone. It's really easy just to get sucked into Instagram and Twitter and just going through everything. And then you find a thread and then you'll go through their account and just, it keeps on going. The next question I received was, have you discovered a new favorite book? And I don't know, I don't feel like I have recently, though I do believe the Six of Crows duology will be a favorite. So far I'm really loving the characters, and I just love them all for different reasons. So I think once I get to the end, I think it's definitely going to be a favorite. I think it would still be now. It's been a slow read so far. I don't know, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's anything wrong with the book. I just think I've been super busy, so I might need to reread it after for it to fully give me all those feels. Because I think I tend to like a book better once I've kind of sped through it. Then I know I definitely loved it. But I don't know, I guess that would be a new favorite, but I just haven't been reading a whole lot lately, so I can't really say what is a favorite, what isn't. Usually I can tell if a book's a favorite a little bit after, and I look back on the book, I'll know how much I loved it. Okay, the next question I received is, what was my favorite book in 2019? Why you do this to me? Okay, so that took a lot of consideration. I had to look at my shelf and try to remember when I read each book. Now, I remember I enjoyed a lot of books last year, but one I constantly think about is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. That book was so hilarious, and I loved swooning over the ship and the characters and just laughing out loud. Most books don't make me laugh out loud, but that would just have me chuckling to myself, or even almost to tears. So yeah, I'd have to say that would probably be my favorite book of 2019 from what I can remember. And then another question is, what is my favorite book? And I just have to say The Program by Suzanne Young, just because I've read it so many times, and whenever I'm in a slump, I can just pick that up, and I know I'll love it, you know? The next question is, what story did you like the movie better than the book? And I almost have to say, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I don't think there was, I didn't like the book. I remember I read it, and I enjoyed it. I just think, from what I remember, I think I've just enjoyed the movie better, but I don't know, maybe they were really similar. I feel like they were, but it's just been a while since I've read the book, and then I watched the movie, and I've seen the movie way more than I've read the book, so. And the next one, what is my least favorite trope? Okay, so that's a hard one, so I'm probably gonna have to think about this both as a reading standpoint and a writing standpoint. I don't know if anyone asked this, but I can probably say I think one of my favorite tropes would have to be enemies to lovers. I think that is a really fun one to play with, especially in writing. I don't know. I can't stand unnecessary love triangles. Like, I think sometimes they could probably be done right, but I don't think I can think of off the top of my head a love triangle I really liked. There was actually one in the treatment, which is the second book after the program, and usually when I read the program, I read the treatment with it. I don't really read the other ones in that series, but I don't know, I just can't think of like a love triangle I really felt had much of a purpose, so I'd say that would have to be my least favorite trope. I think like sometimes it could probably be done right, but I just haven't had one where I was really invested in it. Okay, and the next question was, what is my favorite book of the year so far? And I've actually only read 2 books so far this year, because I've just been so busy, but I've been really trying to get back into reading again. So the first 2 books I've read this year so far, the program, I did a reread to try to get out of my reading slump, and then I also read Six of Crows. So I'd have to say Six of Crows is my favorite so far. I'm currently reading Crooked Kingdom, so we'll see. That could actually be more enjoyable for me than Six of Crows, but I really loved Six of Crows, so that'd be my favorite so far. Okay, so what I'm seeing on my laptop, I think that was all the questions that I received. This is definitely fun, and I'm glad I'm going to try to get back into recording. I definitely do enjoy it. I definitely will be doing this again and be expecting some more content. I already have a video I know I'm going to film later, and I have an idea coming up. But let me know any suggestions of like things you'd like to see. Like, I mean, I've been thinking about trying to get some software so that I'd be able to record my Switch so we can try some games out together. I've been writing and I plan on talking about my story very soon. That's actually kind of what's happening later today. But yeah, I hope you like this video, and in the comments down below, why don't you let me know something about you? I'm curious to hear what hobbies you're in, what your favorite books are, anything really. Just tell me one fun fact about yourself. I hope you all have a good day, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!